You know that early point in a date? The moment between ordering drinks and kind of half looking at the menu. You're doing the small talk, and she asks, you like movies? Oh yeah, me too. What's your favorite? Fiddler on the Roof. Why? Why? Well, tradition. The film plucked a string deep inside me. I credit it with a reverence for old men with beards, my crush on the girl next door, farming, fiddles, rabbis, everything I loved about Judaism growing up in my hometown in southeastern Virginia. Fiddler was the theme of my bar mitzvah. All right. I'm on a humanitarian trip of young Jewish volunteers to the Balkans because I developed a long-standing passion for human rights and genocide studies. Though not on the itinerary, I learned we're going to be passing a little Croatian village where they filmed none other than Fiddler on the Roof. This is as close to Anatevka as I'm going to get. That's the fictional village where the film's set. And by all of Tevye's tootsies, I'm going to get there. But it's the second week of October 2023. The trip doesn't cancel, but tension grows inside our group. Raw, unspoken emotions from October 7th now scrape against the news of a Gazan hospital blast that's killed hundreds, and the shifting question of who's responsible. One of our leaders happens to be a licensed therapist. She sits us all down one night, and we talk, starting with a spectrum exercise. She gives a statement like, I believe Israel has the right to defend itself by any and all means necessary. If you agree, you step into the circle. If you disagree, you step out. So I step out, way out. And for the first time, in a room of young liberal Jews, I find we have deeply contrasting values. That's never happened before in my life. It's the certainty in an absolute statement like that, by any and all means necessary. The certainty I hear from my friends when they say Israel's government would never, could never bomb a hospital, despite the rapidly shifting story. But even if it did bomb the hospital, it's a war of defense, by any and all means. It shakes me. It shakes me because I took pride in the fact that Jews are all about questioning. We're not a fundamentalist religion. We question everything under God, and God too. Yet here I am seeing questions thrown out the window as we circle the wagons like any other tribe under attack. We were better than that. I thought we were better than that. Coming back to the US isn't any different. On my cousin's group chat, they are calling each other monsters. One cousin sends me a clip of Fox News where another cousin is marching in a pro-Palestine protest and arguing with a Fox News reporter. I ask, how did you know she was going to be on the news? Oh, Fox News is always on in our house. First friends, now family, fracturing into their own corners. I have enough fragile and constant things to worry about in my life. Dating, film career, but not my family. Not my Jewish community. They're my foundations, rock solid. I'm sad, and I'm angry because they're breaking apart. I think, how can I recover some semblance of foundation among my family, my community, my Anatevka? A real foundation shouldn't be able to be pulled out from under us like a rug. There has to be something deeper that still connects us. Then somebody from the trip tells me about a group called Standing Together. I look it up and I see two news items. One is that BDS, the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions Movement, has decided to boycott Standing Together. The other is that Netanyahu's far-right ministers also put out a statement against Standing Together. The opposite poles that are pulling people apart don't like this same group? Sounds interesting. I end up going to some of the demonstrations, meeting Israelis and Palestinians in the LA support chapter, and learn about Standing Together on the ground, which, for those who don't know, is the largest grassroots movement of Israelis and Palestinians working to create a new narrative, where you don't have to be pro-Israel versus pro-Palestine, but you can actually be pro-Israelis and pro-Palestinians. And it's not just an ideal. It's a movement on the ground, and it's growing. I watch and learn from the likes of Palestinians like Adnan and Zara, and Israelis like Amira and Yona. The calm, the desire to listen, not just shout, the pragmatism and the caring. There's a particularly tense moment at UCLA when we wade between the clashing pro-Israel and pro-Palestine protesters, and one of our members starts chanting, "From Gaza to Tel Aviv, all the children want to live." The pro-Israel folks start chanting it with us, not realizing the pro-Palestine people have also started chanting it. When both sides realize they are chanting the same thing, silence. The shouting just dissolves. The crowds eventually find a different spot to shout at each other, but that is a pivotal moment, a sign of hope. I could end the story there, but it's one thing to confront a crowd of strangers. It's a lot harder to confront home. I think about my childhood home in Virginia, my temple, my rabbi, my family. Like those first fractures that appeared in the Balkans trip, I see my hometown institutions, led by people I know, double down on their absolute defense of Israel. I watched that defense eclipse the Jewish values they taught me growing up, of caring for the stranger, loving thy neighbor, speaking out, questioning. It's like they're falling away from me. My siblings and I have written a letter signed by 42 of our hometown peers who care and dissent from the path we're being led down. It's causing quite a stir. I know my community, my Anatevka, can hold true to the values it raised me with. And I'm no longer alone. Piece by piece, we are building back a community. And why do we do it? Whether Standing Together in Israel and Palestine, the 42 in Virginia, New Ground in LA, why do we dialogue, protest, listen, and question? In the words of Tevye, it is our home. And this is our tradition. Thank you.